Separate but equal. For more than half a century, these three words plagued America. The doctrine, separate but equal, provided the legal basis for racial segregation in the United States from 1896 until 1954, when the Supreme Court handed down the landmark decision Brown versus Board of Education. The justices declared that segregation by law violates the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Passed just after the Civil War, the 14th Amendment guaranteed rights to all citizens regardless of color. The case, Brown versus Board of Education, was named for Oliver Brown, whose daughter was barred from attending the all-white school in their Topeka, Kansas neighborhood. In 1951, the NAACP filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of Brown and others. The following year, the Supreme Court agreed to hear that case and 4 others challenging racial segregation in schools. Collectively, the 5 were heard under the single name Brown versus Board of Education. Among those arguing for the plaintiffs was Thurgood Marshall, who would later be the first African American named to the Supreme Court. On May 17, 1954, Thurgood Marshall and his legal team scored an historic victory in the struggle for civil rights. On that day, Chief Justice Earl Warren announced the court's unanimous decision. Separate was inherently unequal and was therefore unconstitutional. The landmark ruling was met with resistance and anger across the South, and integration was slow in coming. But Brown versus Board of Education broke the back of segregation and helped spark the civil rights movement.